Hey guys, welcome. Welcome aboard if you're brand new. Welcome back if you're not. And welcome home if that sits perfectly for you. We want to talk about what is up for the week of the 27th of May through the 2nd of June 2024. We're going to talk about the energy. We're going to talk about the astrology and also the tarot. As always, let's get right in. So we start Monday, the 27th. We start with a Capricorn moon. That moon is going to square Chiron, trine Uranus, sextile Neptune. And then in the afternoon, the late afternoon, the moon will move into Aquarius. That Aquarius moon is going to trine Jupiter, newly minted in Pisces, in Gemini, and then the Aquarius moon will conjunct Pluto, retrograding, right, in Aquarius, and Mercury will sextile Saturn. So Monday is a day of widths, right? So explore the edges, and be open to fine-tuning your notions of independence, right? Feel into what freedom and individuality mean to you, right? Mean to you specifically. So imagine, make a connection with something that is a totem, something that is a representation of what freedom and individuality mean to you, right? Something, right, that gives you an idea of what that means, and create with clarity your connection to that totem, right? Allow it to be the representation for you of what those individual expressions feel like and look like, smell like, and taste like. And this is going to get important as this week goes on. And again, we're not creating an idol, just an icon, a totem, literally, to remind you, right? On Tuesday, the 28th, the Aquarius moon will trine both Venus and the Sun in Gemini. So expand that sense of individuality into the creation of your sense of home. And remember, when we talk about home here on this channel, we're talking about your innate sense of home, what it looks like, what it smells like, what it tastes like, what it sounds like, what it feels like. Now here's the difference today. On Tuesday, instead of focusing on the external expression, right, of what that smells like, tastes like, sounds like, etc., what we're going to do is turn that around, shift the focus back toward yourself, and ask, how can you embody those things? How can you express those ideas and envision your widest capacity to become that representation in your life, right? On Wednesday, the 29th, that Aquarius moon is going to square Mercury, sextile Mars and Chiron, and then square Uranus, all early in the morning. And then Mars in Aries will conjunct Chiron. Later in the evening, the moon moves into Pisces, and that Pisces moon is going to square Jupiter. So you might feel on Wednesday, unfortunately, you might feel like you're your own worst enemy. And not only are you feeling a little bit sparrish, but you might find that that reflects outwardly in the people around you, and the situations around you, and the circumstances around you. So the key is to really, really mind your actions on Wednesday. Keep yourself and your impulses in line. And if you're normally a person who counts to 10, maybe count to 100. And understand, right, that sometimes avoidant behavior definitely doesn't solve the problem. But on Wednesday, the 29th of May, an action might really save you from some pretty big consequences later on. On Thursday, the 30th of May, that Pisces moon will square Venus and the Sun, both in Gemini. So this is an extension of that add odds feeling, right? So the energy feels a little bit creaky, right? Maybe a little bit not very self-supporting. So the key is to dive into some deep self-care. Now the key here is to mind your mind, right? Venus and the Sun in Gemini are very easily going to be satisfied by some intellectual pursuits. So find good reasons to delve into deep imaginary time, right? Give yourself over to your imagination. Spend time in rumination. That's absolutely okay. Daydreaming is a beautiful thing, right? And understand that what you're planting in your vision will absolutely reap limitless reward later. On Friday, the last day of May, Mercury in Taurus will conjunct Uranus, and that Pisces moon gets very busy. She's going to conjunct Saturn and Neptune and sextile Uranus and Mercury before blazing her way into Aries after bedtime. So the heaviness shifts, right? It moves out early in the day. Now the key is mind the dreams. Again, we're talking about that visual energy. So that residual grayness that the day might start with will evaporate around lunchtime. And that dreamy energy that's going to replace it is absolutely ripe for exploration and with inspiration. So plumb those depths and really allow for the new ways that you might be, wow, hello. Okay, Page of Wands, we see you. That you might be in capacity to express from your heart and from your soul, okay? On Saturday, the 1st of June, that Aries moon sextiles Jupiter, Pluto, Venus, and the Sun. So it's a brilliant day to get stuff done. So creation, expansion, learning, all of those are in abundant states of opportunity. So lean into that, right? Remember that your limitations are only your limitations for as long as you believe they are. Beyond that concept of limitation lies absolute everything. It lies everything, right? Once you shift your concept of limitation into a welcoming of abundance, everything changes. On Sunday the 2nd, that Aries moon is going to conjunct Chiron and Mars. Jupiter in Gemini will trine Pluto, and Mercury in Taurus will sextile Neptune. Now here's the deal. Sunday, that concept of to save everything, we need everyone, okay then, is in absolute prominence on Sunday. So here's the thing. The potential of healing energy on Sunday is so vast and so brilliant, right? We have Jupiter in Gemini, right? So this is that absolutely limitless expansion and endless evolution. Is trining Pluto in Aquarius, right? Which is about depth and healing in the state of the world and our collective unconscious, right? Mercury in Taurus, which is about very deliberate communication, very purposeful expression, is sextiling Neptune in Pisces at 29 degrees, right? This is about spiritual evolution. So it sounds a little bit corny, right? But here's the deal. If you spend some time today on Sunday, the 2nd of June, in meditation and prayer, holding highest space for humanity, there's nothing but good that can come from that, right? Focusing on your visions, your intuition, your imagination, the endless potential for enlightenment, and the ultimate good of our collective unconsciousness. Well, yeah, okay. Really witnessing that the energy to create your timeline and a new reality is right there, absolutely available to you on every level, 100% yes. That is the energy on Sunday. So do not overlook the power of that day. All right, let's talk. So on Monday, you have the wheel and the star. Super powerful energies, right? This is literally how we come back from anything that was unpleasant, anything that was hurtful. This is the cosmic blessing that moves us forward, right? So we talked about this as a day of width, to explore the edges and begin to really fine-tune your notion of independence, of freedom, of individuality, right? And finding a way to create a totem that will allow you to remind yourself of that in those times when you might need it or when you might forget about it, right? Create clarity, right? This is that beautiful Aquarius energy on the day when the moon moves into Aquarius, and the wheel showing us that it's not only possible to move forward, but required, right? This is how we grow. This is how we learn. We release the past. We step into the future, because that's all we can do. Every moment, we're always in motion, stepping toward the future, stepping toward the future. The thing that you can offer yourself is the way to do that consciously, right? Consciously and presently, in line and in resonance with the universe, right? Beautiful. On Tuesday, we have strength and the 9 of Swords. So the 9 of Swords is this card of anxiety, right? This is the card of the ideas that plague us, right? Things that wake us up in the middle of the night, things that create nightmares or stress. And then strength is that card that offers you the balance to that, right? So really making sure that you are expanding your sense of individuality into the creation of home. And instead of focusing on the external, right, focus on what you're doing internally. How am I expressing the antithesis of my anxiety, the embodiment of my whole state of home? How am I healing myself internally so that none of these things external to me can affect me on that deep level, right? This is your capacity to become home. And then those thoughts are no longer plaguing. On Wednesday, the 29th, you have the Page of Wands and the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords is about conflict, right? This is the ideas, the very ideas themselves. The sense that we need to be kind of at war with ourselves ideologically. And then the Page of Wands comes in with something new, an offering, right? So we talked about this as that day where you might feel like you're your own worst enemy, minding your actions, right? That Page of Wands offers you a choice about how and why you choose to move. So if that Page of Wands offers you an idea upon which to move, we're talking about choosing, right? Choosing your action or your inaction, or keeping your actions limited to your own self-actions, right? You can do that, knowing that sometimes you might not be able to solve a problem, but that you can save yourself some big consequences later by just taking a breath. On Thursday, you have the High Priestess and the Knight of Wands. So this is really about following your heart, your intuition, right? Extending that energy to find the places that are not feeling self-supporting, and just kind of slowing down, finding that deep sense of self-care, giving yourself reason to explore intuitively what is going on in yourself, right? In that sense of home, in that way that you're creating your embodiment, really witnessing that what you're planting now is going to absolutely come back to you. And so taking the time, not just jumping into action, but really taking the time to solidify your motives, your reasons, your conscious choice about what you're doing, not just that gut reaction, oh yeah, let me do that. Nope, taking the time to explore it, right? On all the levels. On Friday, you have the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Swords. This is about endless potential and how we tell the story, right? So we talked about the day of the heaviness shifting, right? And really kind of minding your dreams. Now here's the deal. Really allowing that grayness, which is that kind of self-betrayal, that busyness of idea, to really dissolve and replace it with what is inspired, what is available to you as ripe for inspiration, not just, this concept of this is what I think, this is what I think. Well, no, you have to understand how you feel, right? This is a belief. This is your heart. There's a giant difference. And in these 2 7 cards, there's a big, the gap is minded by resonance. So choosing your resonance, really allowing that dreamy energy to be explored, to be your inspiration, and not just going with standard response, right? On Saturday, you have the King of Cups and the Six of Cups. Lovely, absolutely lovely energy. The King of Cups, of course, representing the ways that you embody all of your emotional contentments. And the 6 reminding you that you already understand unconditional love in your gut, right? In your soul. You already know what that experience is like. The way that you choose to resonate with that, with the innate experience of it, the way that you choose to unburden yourself of all the reasons that you've ever been given to not be an expression of unconditional love, right? All that jadedness just slips away. So this is that beautiful day where creation, expansion, and learning are absolutely available to you. Making sure that you're really minding your limitations. Like we talked about, you already know what's behind your limitations, what's available to you. Beyond them, your everythingness is available to you, should you choose to accept it, right? And you've got the High Priestess again paired with the Hierophant on Saturday. We talked about this as that day of meditation, of prayer, of absolute potential, right? To create for yourself a future unbridled, unburdened with anchors or any kind of sense of tradition that is not in alignment with where you want to go. Vision, intuition, inspiration, imagination, right? Your collective unconscious, the key, of course, to which is you all the time. Making sure that you are very, very deliberately creating your timeline, your reality, your present. You can do this. What you must do is explore behind every veil, right? Ask why to every question, every belief, every tradition, everything that you've ever believed or said or done or been handed has to come in, right? And you have here the master key, bringing that again to light, right? The linchpin of the Hierophant is the key. You are the master key, and that key is deliberate. That key is examined potential, right? Without that, you have no rudder. Without that, you have no compass. And so this week that is so wide open in terms of promise, it is asking you to steer. It's not only asking you, but it's begging you to please quiet your mind, right? Take the reins and fall into the present, right? Let's see what this lovely oracle has to say here. Okay. The key concepts: meditation as a commitment, the need for silence, peace within despite chaotic outer conditions, letting go of the monkey mind, and mindfulness. I mean, we kind of covered that. Let's get into its specifics. Life is chaotic, busy, loud, frenetic, and overwhelming. Some days all that noise is like the roar of thunder echoing around you, and it feels as if you're being pummeled by a rainstorm. Isn't this why we take vacations? To get away to somewhere peaceful? In spite of the surrounding din of the world, today you need to slow down and find a bit of peace. So go ahead and take a deep breath right now. Did you do it? Make a commitment to be still, even if only for 5 minutes. Count your breaths and be mindful of every one of them. Know that you have all the time in the world to do all the things that need doing. Everything is perfect as it is. Our core beliefs about the world originate in our thoughts and feelings, which then become our perceptions. Did not we talk about our limitations being limitations as long as we believe it? Yes. If our thoughts are all over the place, that is how we will experience the outer world. But what if the outer world didn't matter at all? What if at our center there were a place that is always calm, where the mind doesn't have a million things to say, where problems and challenges aren't nearly as important as we think they are? Today requires you to take an internal break, to go to that silent space and regroup. Meditate on the stillness within. Choose a peaceful mind and nothing else. You will be amazed by how easily everything falls into place once you do. So again, we are trying to come back to center, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 majors. This is a big bunch of majors this week, right? You start off the week with these big 2 and you end with 2 here. So paying attention, right? This week is bracketed by these bookends, right? The Star and the Wheel of Fortune, the High Priestess and the Hierophant. So what is it that you're creating? How are you creating your reality? This week is nothing but limitless potential, right? It keeps offering you the possibility of hooking into that and expanding as that limitless potential time and time again, getting rid of your limiting beliefs, right? Minding your path, choosing deliberately as opposed to via your traditional sense of this is how it goes. This is what I believe because this is what I have been told, right? As we witness the placement of all of these swords, these idea cards, everywhere they are, they're in opposition to something that is a bigger feeling card, right? Your self-exploration is being highlighted. Right? It's being amplified in a way that allows it to align with your limitless potential, with your true nature as a creator of your own reality. Your timeline is always in your hands. It's just about slowing down long enough to find out that the wheel has always been in your grip. I mean, that's a beautiful image, right? So as you work on creating this totem at the beginning of the week that allows you to pull yourself as the creator through the rest of the week, just keep that in mind, right? Keep in mind that what you're always looking for is how to embody, how to regulate, how to feel, not how to think. Right? Thinking is downstream of everything we are. Like we think that this thought thing, our big giant brain, is why we're here, to cogitate. But it couldn't be. It couldn't be farther from your innate nature. It's not about I think, therefore I am, right? It's about I am, therefore I am. It's about I love, therefore I am. It's about I feel, therefore I am. Thinking is just how we hook into the notion of what we are, which is so much more than that language or thought could ever begin to engulf. So quiet your mind, right? Quiet your mind. Understand what you're here to do is create a journey for your soul. You've got this, guys. Yeah, you absolutely do. Take care. We are still in the downhill of that beautiful Sag full moon. So remember, you're still immersed in your heart and in your soul. Don't forget it. Take care. Be blessed, and I'll see you soon.